You know, in our daily lives, we are taught that honesty is the best policy. Parents tell their children not to lie. Teachers praise students who admit their mistakes. And, in stories and fables, the hero is almost always the one who speaks the truth, no matter how difficult it may be. This simple virtue is the foundation of trust between people, in families, and within communities. When someone tells the truth, they build a bridge of reliability. But when they lie, they break that bridge, and it is very hard to rebuild it. We expect our friends to be honest, our leaders to be truthful, and our systems of justice to be based on facts, not falsehoods. Yet, this fundamental lesson seems to have been lost in the complex corridors of power in Pakistan. Here, the opposite often appears to be true. The person who lies with confidence is often rewarded. They climb the ladder of success, gaining power, wealth, and public praise. Their falsehoods are broadcast as wisdom, and their deceptions are celebrated as clever strategy. Meanwhile, the person who dares to speak the truth is often pushed to the margins. They are seen not as brave, but as foolish. They are not heroes, but troublemakers who disrupt the comfortable narrative that those in power have carefully constructed for the masses. This creates a confusing world, especially for the young. They see one thing taught in the classroom and another thing practiced in the real world. They are told to be honest, yet they witness liars being garlanded and truth-tellers being silenced. This environment poisons the very soul of a nation. It teaches people that to get ahead, you must abandon your principles. It suggests that survival depends not on integrity, but on how well you can bend the truth to suit the powerful. This is a dangerous lesson, one that slowly erodes the moral fabric of society, leaving behind a deep sense of cynicism and mistrust. The consequences of this inverted reality are profound. When truth has no value, justice becomes a commodity for sale. When honesty is punished, corruption flourishes in every department of the state. It becomes normal to see the guilty walk free while the innocent suffer. People begin to lose faith in institutions, from the police to the courts to the government itself. They learn to stay silent, to look the other way, because speaking up carries too high a price. This culture of fear and silence is not an accident. It has been cultivated over decades, creating a system where the truth is the most dangerous thing one can possess. Pakistan's history is filled with moments where telling the truth was a revolutionary act. Our journey has been shaped by powerful institutions that demand loyalty above all else, including loyalty to the facts. For decades, the country's direction has been influenced by decisions made behind closed doors, far from public scrutiny. When brave individuals have tried to shed light on these decisions, they have faced dire consequences. Think of the journalists, politicians, and activists who questioned the state's policies regarding groups like the Taliban. They warned of the dangers of nurturing militants, predicting that these same groups would one day turn against the state itself. They were ignored, called traitors, and silenced. Their predictions tragically came true. The country paid a heavy price with military operations like Zabi-Azba and Ra'i Rast, fighting the very monsters it was once accused of creating. The residue of those conflicts is a broken spine, an economy in turmoil, and a society living in constant fear. Yet, those who spoke the truth from the beginning were never vindicated. Instead, a new narrative was created, and the cycle continued. The powerful remain unaccountable, and the truth, well, it just stays buried under layers of official secrets and convenient lies. To question the past is to risk your future, a lesson that everyone in the public sphere learns very quickly. This is why, in Pakistan, those who challenge the established order are treated so harshly. Whether it is a journalist investigating corruption, a social activist demanding rights for a minority group, or even just an ordinary citizen questioning a powerful landlord, the system pushes back with immense force. They are not just disagreeing with a policy, they are challenging the entire structure of power. Their truth is a threat to the comfortable lies that keep the system running. They are painted as enemies of the state, foreign agents or blasphemers, simply for asking for accountability and transparency from those who hold the nation's fate in their hands. The message sent is crystal clear. Do not rock the boat. Do not ask difficult questions. Do not demand answers. The system rewards conformity and punishes dissent. This is not just about politics. It seeps into every aspect of life. It creates an environment where people are afraid to report a crime, to stand up for a neighbor, or to speak out against injustice. They know that the system is not designed to protect the truth teller. It is designed to protect itself, and it will crush anyone who gets in the way. This is the heavy burden that every honest person in Pakistan must carry. The rise of social media once promised a new dawn for free expression. It gave a voice to the voiceless, allowing ordinary people to bypass the controlled mainstream media and share their stories with the world. For a time, it really seemed like a powerful tool for truth. A single video could expose police brutality, a tweet could highlight government negligence, and a Facebook post could rally people for a cause. This digital space became a new battleground where citizens could finally hold the powerful to account. It created a sense of hope that the walls of silence were finally crumbling, one post at a time. However, the powerful quickly learned to adapt. The same social media that was used to spread truth is now also used to spread lies and to hunt down dissenters. Laws like the Prevention of Electronic Crimes Act, or PECA, have been weaponized to silence critical voices. An activist who goes too far in their criticism can find themselves facing legal charges, accused of defaming state institutions. Their online posts, which can spread rapidly, become permanent records used against them. The digital footprint that once promised liberation now becomes a chain, tying them to their words forever and making them easy targets for the state. The risks are not just legal. Speaking out online can engulf not just you, but your entire family. Trolls, often organized and state-sponsored, are unleashed to harass and intimidate critics. Their personal information is leaked, their characters are assassinated, and their families are threatened. This creates an atmosphere of intense psychological pressure. The goal is to make the personal cost of speaking the truth so high that most people will choose silence. It is a modern form of censorship, one that is decentralized, vicious, and incredibly effective at instilling fear in the hearts of would-be activists. Thus, a Pakistani who uses social media to speak the truth is walking a dangerous tightrope. On one side is the potential for their message to reach thousands and create real change. On the other side is the abyss of persecution, harassment, and state-sanctioned punishment. This digital space has not leveled the playing field. It has simply moved the battlefield. It has made it easier to speak, but also easier to be found and silenced. For every person who goes viral for a brave act of truth-telling, there are countless others who are frightened into deleting their accounts and retreating into silence. When a truth-teller is targeted, whether they are a journalist who is abducted, an activist who is arrested, or a citizen who is killed, there is often a brief, intense public outcry. Hashtags trend on social media. Talk shows dedicate a few segments to the issue. Politicians make solemn promises that justice will be served and the culprits will be brought to book. For a few days, it feels like the country is united in its demand for accountability. It seems as if this time things might be different. This time, the system might finally be forced to listen to the voices of its people. But this outrage is almost always fleeting. The news cycle moves on. The hashtags fade away. The promises of justice are quietly forgotten. The investigations hit dead ends, and no one is ever held responsible. This reinforces a devastating culture of impunity, where the powerful know they can act without consequence. They understand that public memory is short and that the initial storm of anger will eventually pass. This cycle of temporary outrage followed by permanent inaction tells everyone that while speaking the truth might make you a martyr for a day, it will not bring about any real, lasting change to the system that crushed you. So why do people still try? Why do they continue to speak out when they know the risks are so high and the chances of success are so low? The answer lies in the unwavering belief that a society built on lies cannot stand forever. They speak out because they believe in a better future for their children, a future where honesty is not a crime, They speak out because their conscience will not allow them to stay silent in the face of injustice. They understand that while their individual voice may be silenced, the echo of their truth will remain. This struggle is a long and lonely one. It is a battle fought not with weapons, but with words and courage. It is a path walked by those who know they may not see the destination themselves, but believe it is their duty to pave the way for those who will come after them. The people who choose to tell the truth in Pakistan are not naive. They are fully aware of the dangers, but they have made a choice. They have chosen the heavy price of honesty over the comfortable burden of silence, hoping that one day their sacrifice will help build a nation where truth is no longer a dangerous path, but a celebrated virtue.